Hello again! So happy to see you at the 30-minute Gingerbread Man workout. Okay, if you have done the 10 and 20-minute versions, we will just be adding some moves onto the ones that you may already be used to. If this is your first time doing a Gingerbread Man workout, just so you're aware, it's meant to emulate a gingerbread cookie as much as possible. So you're going to spend a lot of time with your legs in a wide stance and arms outstretched. And anytime there's movement, it's usually like hinge based or just bending and things like that. Just trying to keep as much of a cookie shape as possible and not deviating from that too much. So the first stretch will be triangle stretches. Basically, with your arms outstretched, you are bending over and getting as close as you can to the floor or your foot. After about 15 seconds, we'll switch to the other side. All right. I like this stretch. I feel it everywhere. It's a great stretch, a great way to warm up the body, but also it's very fitting for gingerbread cookies since because of the pose. Good mornings also. Now this is a bit of a good morning variation, really. I usually see people do this with their hips, or with their hands on their hips, but in keeping with the theme, I keep my arms out. But other than that, I try to keep good form here. Legs straight, hinging at the hips. I could do better at pushing my butt back though. Alright, next up, straight-legged front kicks. So again, arms out and just keeping your leg as straight as you can while kicking up. This is a good way to warm up the body, get your heart rate up just a little bit, twist like that if you want to. And you'll also feel a great stretch in your hamstrings. Just a few more seconds and we're going back to the triangle stretches. All right. And to the side. Now, as you can see, it's not very graceful looking, but as long as you are doing your best and you are feeling the stretch in your obliques and in your glutes, in your legs, you should be good. You are waking up those muscles. And back to the good mornings. If you want to do a traditional good morning, I will not blame you and I will not tell anybody. If you want to stay with the gingerbread theme as much as possible, like me, keep your arms outstretched. You know, I actually kind of find that keeping my arms outstretched during this stretch is actually just a little bit more of a challenge for my balance, just a little. And straight-legged front kicks again. You don't have to twist if you don't want to. That's just what I'm choosing to do. Almost there. And you are set! In 20 seconds, we will begin the first official move. So you'll want a mat for this if you, for this first circuit, if you don't have a carpet to work on. The first move is penguin crunches. So you're flat on the floor, arms and legs out, and you just lift your neck and shoulders up and go side to side just like that. I usually see this move done with the knees bent and reaching toward the heels on both sides of the body. So I've also seen them called heel touches for that reason. I think that penguin crunches is a more fun name. And as you can see, it's a little bit modified for the theme, keeping the legs flat and straight, and also keeping the arms outstretched. And done. Next we are going to X crunches. So this first circuit, as you may have seen at the beginning, is called the crunchy cookie on a pan. It's obviously a pun. I told myself I should just, X crunches. So opposite arm to opposite leg, just lift your neck and shoulders up off the floor as much as you can and keep your legs and arms straight. I told myself I should pick just one name or the other. Is it on the pan or is it crunchy cookies? And then I just decided, ¿por qué no los dos? Why not both? So, because it was just too good, you know. Crunches is obviously a pun, crunchy crunches. And on the pan, you know, a lot of the first part of this circuit is on the floor. As the cookie comes to life on the pan. Now we are getting up. You can move the mat out of the way if you want to. And cookie pose hops. So you'll have your arms and legs out, and basically you're just slightly switching the direction of your stance like this. I thought of this one because of some gingerbread cookies that oh yes, and you can pick up the pace just like that if you want to. I was thinking of some gingerbread cookies that my mom used to get when I was a kid, just some little inexpensive ones she would often get during the holiday season, and I loved to eat them. And the gingerbread men were they were slightly angled, like in each of those poses that I'm switching to. I don't see those cookies around hardly ever anymore. I'll see if I can find a picture and show it to you guys. Maybe some of you will recognize them. Alright, squats and lateral leg lifts on just one side. So arms outstretched, you'll squat and bring one leg up, keeping it straight, getting as close as you can to your wrist, or maybe not necessarily as close as you can, but enough to feel that movement in your obliques. So, the squat, of course, I don't necessarily imagine cookies being able to squat, you know, assuming that cookies could come to life in the first place. But it's enough of a hinge movement that it doesn't feel too much like cheating as far as the theme goes. Okay, now we will do those squats and lateral leg lifts on the other side. You can also dance with me in between each move if you want to. Arms out, squat and lift. So, in case you are interested, I'll give you a little bit of trivia about gingerbread. So for one thing, according to, well, supposedly in some Swedish folk tales, gingerbread man cookies are magical, like beyond the gingerbread man tale, like they have powers. If you put one in your open palm and make a wish, and then you break it with your other hand, and then it breaks into 3 pieces, you will, hopefully your wish will end up being granted. I'm gonna give that a try. I don't know about you. I mean, can't hurt. I'll just eat the cookie either way, I'm good. Okay, cross body hops. As you can see, arms and legs out, opposite arm to opposite leg with a little hop. If for whatever reason you're not comfortable with the hop, that's okay. You can take it out or just lift yourself up on your toes for that brief little moment. But do try to keep your body as, I don't want to say stiff, but try to make sure that the only movement really is in your, it's all based in your hips as you hinge forward to cross your body. Okay, we are going back to the top of that circuit, reliving the time when you came alive on a pan. Or I guess you might call it a cookie sheet. I don't know. I still think of them as pans also, to be totally honest. Some of you can fight me on that if you want to. So hopefully you'll be feeling this move throughout your abs, but maybe especially the lower abs. That's usually where I feel it the most, but I feel it everywhere in my core. Not sure what was happening with my phone right then. And stop. Going back to the X crunches. I've also seen these called starfish crunches, and honestly I have used this move in animal themed workouts with starfish. You can rock out on the floor like that if you want to, and up. If for whatever reason you have trouble lifting up your neck and shoulders, like it's painful for some reason and not in a, working out your muscles kind of way, you can keep them on the floor and just lift up your legs. You'll still feel some work in your lower abs, and just bring them up to your arms as much as you can. Just do your best. And stop. Nice. Alright, now we are going back to those cookie pose hops. Mat out of the way, and just slight little changes of direction. You can think of yourself as, if it doesn't help you to think of yourself as a gingerbread man cookie, slightly changing your pose with each hop, think of yourself as a 2D video game character instead, switching directions. When I was first creating nerdy workout video routines, one of them was based on Mario video games, and this was one of the moves. Thinking about 2D Mario, so. Almost there, and done. Yes! Back to the squats with lateral leg lifts on just one side. Okay. So here's another little bit of trivia if you are interested. Apparently the second Saturday in December is Gingerbread House Day in the United States. I have never seen anybody celebrate Gingerbread House Day. I mean, obviously people create gingerbread houses throughout the holiday season, at least in the Western Hemisphere, but I've never seen anybody say, hey, it's Gingerbread House Day, come over to my house and we'll all make gingerbread houses together. Which I probably would do, to be totally honest. I mean, I am very much an introvert, but that is one social gathering that I would probably go to, because that would be fun. I mean, I'm not great at making gingerbread houses, but that's okay. You don't have to be great at something to have fun with it, which is why I dance between moves in the workouts. All right. Honestly, I enjoy getting gingerbread house kits just to eat the pieces. Sometimes I don't even try to build the house. I mean, gingerbread is delicious. So, whether I build the house or not, I feel like I win. Speaking of which, here's another little piece of trivia for you. Let's see. Oh, I just had it. Oh, the world record for the largest gingerbread house was built in November 2013 in Bryan, Texas. It was it was the size of a tennis court. Holy cow! I mean, I used to think that it was, I mean, even as a child, I thought it was pretty unrealistic that some old witch would be able to build an entire house out of gingerbread, but apparently these people in Bryan, Texas would have proven me wrong. It required 1,800 pounds of butter, almost 3,000 pounds of brown sugar, 7,200 eggs, 7,200 pounds of flour, and over 1,000 pounds of ground ginger. And it had 10-foot high walls. Oh my gosh. I wonder if anybody ate it and how long that took. Alright, we are in our water break era. Woohoo! Dance with me if you'd like. I mean, you're a cookie that has just come to life, and you don't know how long that's gonna last. You may as well dance like nobody's watching, or even if people are watching, you dance anyway, because it's enjoyable. Okay, the next move will be a gingerbread man run, which is just butt kicks while keeping your arms outstretched. This is the part of the traditional gingerbread man story where he starts running around and escaping everything that wants to eat him. And I thought to myself, how would a gingerbread man actually run? I figured butt kicks was probably a pretty good guess. I assume that there might be other ways, but this seems the least awkward and the most doable for a workout video. So that's what we're doing. And keep your arms out because you're still a cookie, gosh darn it. Okay, next will be the gingerbread man dance. This one might be a little bit trickier, but it's really fun once you get into the groove. With your arms outstretched, you will lift up a leg toward your arm on the same side and just hop back and forth between them, keeping your legs straight. So just like this. Yes. It's a great cardio move, and it's also great for working your obliques and your leg muscles, maybe especially the obliques. And so even though you might feel or look silly, just embrace it because it's good for you. And it's fun. The whole point of being here is to move and work out while having fun. And if you don't want to look silly, I'll look silly for you. Okay, next up will be gingerbread man clapjacks. So basically you'll be doing a standard jumping jack, except instead of bringing your arms up over your head, you'll bring them in front of you in a clap. So in keeping with the theme that you're just a gingerbread cookie that is moving in whatever limited capacity you can. And I keep my fists closed because that's how the cookies look to me, obviously. People don't usually put fingers on gingerbread men cookies. And I actually, when I imagine that, it seems like it might be sort of creepy, but I don't know. I guess I'd have to see it for sure. But if you're more comfortable keeping your palms open and actually clapping them together, that's fine. I won't blame you. My fists did get pretty sweaty during this work. All these workouts, really. I mean, I'm posting them in the winter, but I was making them in the summer. Alright, one-legged hops. Pick one leg, the other has been eaten, and hop. This this always seems to me like it should be very easy, but it's not. You really have to work the muscles in your legs or in the leg that you're hopping on to maintain your balance. So it is pretty challenging. It's a good cardio move. And keep going. Pretty soon your other leg's going to be eaten, so enjoy this while you can. And stop. Now, keep in mind the leg that you are hopping on, because you are going to continue working it. With bird poses, basically you'll just be leaning forward or hinging forward with your arms out, leg up, and give us a little hop if you can as you come back up. If you don't want to hop, or it hurts for some reason, just bring your leg up and go ahead and just tap your foot on the floor before going into the next bird pose. It's okay, even though your leg is supposed to be eaten, being able to do the exercise is more important. And now we are going to one-legged hops on the other side. You'll probably really be feeling those muscles in your calf. Okay, and there we go. Other leg. You'll probably also be feeling quite a burn in your arms at this point. I underestimated how much my arms would burn from this workout, from all the Gingerbread Man workouts. Even though you're not holding any weights on arms, and you're not even doing push-ups or anything that specifically works the arms for this series, just holding them out for so much time it's a great way to tone those muscles. Okay, now we're going to do more bird poses on that other leg. And go. And include the hop if you can. The other thing is, as you can see, I don't have the best balance in the world, something that I am trying to work on. So that could be another reason why you might want to tap instead of doing the hop, because it might help you keep a better form and keep you moving more consistently throughout this exercise, this move. I mean, even I, as you can see, despite trying to remind myself that my leg has been eaten, I have to tap on the floor sometimes. Okay, back to the top of that circuit. Who knew that being a runaway gingerbread man cookie could be so much work? It's a lot of work to try to avoid getting eaten and going out to explore the world. Ready, go! Okay, if you would like a little more gingerbread related trivia as you go through this move, gingerbread has been around at least as long as ancient Egypt. That's the earliest that we know about ginger and spices being used to create bread. And it probably came to Europe sometime in the 19, I'm sorry, I keep saying 19, it's not 19, it's the 990s by an Armenian monk who went to France. Okay, going back to that Gingerbread Man dance. So, although clearly gingerbread had been around for many, 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 many centuries, gingerbread men specifically was popularized, or at least the idea first came into the world because of Queen Elizabeth I, who asked her baker to create gingerbread treats that were in the shape of her guests as a way to be extra, I guess. Try to make them feel special. And eventually, of course, that led to the inspiration behind the Gingerbread Man tale that everyone knows. Or maybe not everyone, but a lot of people. Okay, going back into those Gingerbread Man flapjacks. So, another little bit of trivia, even though the first introduction of gingerbread to Europe most likely occurred in France, it was Nuremberg, Germany that became the unofficial gingerbread capital of the world sometime in the 1600s. So over the course of around 500 or 600 years, it spread throughout Europe and made its home in Germany. Okay, going back to those one-legged hops. Choose your favorite leg and torture it. I guess that's one way to put it. Or maybe you can torture your least favorite leg first, whichever you prefer. Either way, they're both going to end up being tortured. This is another great way to work out your balance too, because you're putting so much onto one leg and you got to be able to keep yourself upright. And done. Okay. Now we are going back into those bird poses. I don't really know if the official name for this move is bird pose or if it's something else. I mean, I've seen people do it before. I've seen them call it airplanes or I think even warrior poses. I don't know. I think of them as bird poses because that makes the most sense to me, to be totally honest. Changing positions so that you can see from a different angle. As you can see, it's not any more graceful from this angle. You don't have to keep your leg perfectly straight either. Just do your best. Maybe the challenge will just be keeping yourself upright after that hop. Woohoo! I don't think I had to tap my foot down at all during that little interval, or that move. Yay me! Good job, past self. Okay, one-legged hops on the other leg. Your legs have to know, I mean, just like children, you have to let your legs know that you love them exactly the same, or that you don't love them exactly the same. No, please love your children exactly the same, always. Here's another little bit of trivia for you. Very first known American cookbook, which was called American Cookery by Amelia Simmons, first published in 1796, had recipes for gingerbread, including a soft kind. I would be interested in trying soft gingerbread. I haven't had a lot of soft gingerbread, usually crunchy gingerbread in form of gingerbread cookies or gingerbread houses or ginger snaps. But I really enjoy the flavor. I think the sweet and spicy is so interesting and fun and delicious. bird poses. But I've also been told by many of my family members that I love cinnamon and related spices too much. I don't think it's true. I think that my love is true and correct. But yeah, anytime there's a cinnamon flavored dish, I tend to add way more cinnamon than most of my loved ones do, and it makes me happy. And yes! Congratulations! You made it! It may not have been graceful, but you were a cookie, and that's what matters. You know what it's like to be the gingerbread man. Okay, now we will do some stretches. Going back to those triangle stretches because they are so good for your legs and your obliques, and you definitely worked them. And because you still get to be kind of like a gingerbread cookie. I hope you are feeling that stretch. You know, again, might not look very graceful, but if you're feeling the muscles stretching, then we're doing something right. Okay, next. Good mornings again. My version of them, put your hands on your hips if your arms are just exhausted at this point. Mine definitely were, but I powered through it. I was like, somebody's got to stay cookie-like throughout this whole workout. And more of those straight-legged front kicks. You might feel too tired to do them, and I wouldn't blame you, but it is a great stretch. All right, you are done. Congratulations. Now that you helped out so much, go eat a gingerbread cookie. Listen to me giving bad health advice. All right, see you next time.